Hello all, let's start part 2 of section 2.4. It's again, we are on more on inequalities, but in part 2, in this video, I'm covering for you how to solve an inequality involving a quotient of polynomials, or easy, a rational inequality. For example, if they gives us, let me change the color first to black. If I have x plus 3 over x minus 4 greater equal to 0, we call this inequality an inequality involving quotient of polynomials, or in a very simple term, a rational inequality. Don't confuse this inequality with this one. If I have something like this, for example, 1/2 of x plus 2/3 of x squared greater than 0. This one is not a rational inequality. Why it's not a rational inequality? Of course, you see fraction in it, but your variable is not in the denominator. Only and only when you have variable in denominator, it means in denominator you have a polynomial. We call those type of polynomials rational polynomials, correct? I'm explaining because I see a lot sometimes the students are confused which one is rational, which one is not, or maybe both of them is rational, okay? That's why. How to solve such a type of inequalities or rational inequalities? The steps are the same. You have to find the key numbers, then create a table, then do the sign table, and at the end you write your answer. But here, with rational, what you do, you set the numerator and you set the denominator equal to 0, like this. X plus 3 equals 0, you solve it, and x minus 4 equal to 0, and you solve it, correct? These are the key numbers, which here you subtract 3 from both sides and you end up with x equals -3. Here you add 4 to both sides and you end up with x equal 4, which are the key points. Remember one thing. Every time that you are writing your answer in notation form, the key number that comes out from denominator, you cannot use bracket for it. Do not use bracket for denominator. Look, your denominator is x minus 4. I should explain this at the end, but I want to explain it now. Always, because you see here equal sign, as it's greater equal, as soon as you see greater equal, oh, I'll use bracket. Yes, if it was a polynomial, but it's rational. You can use bracket for numerator, which is x plus 3, but for denominator, always use parentheses. Why? Because think this way, if your denominator becomes 0, a number excuse me, a number over 0 for us is undefined, right? Undefined. That's why you cannot include 4 in the denominator. The only and only thing that you have to focus here is when you set the denominator equal to 0, when you make a sign chart, at the end, when you write your answer in notation form, do not use bracket for the denominator. Okay, the other steps are the same. Now I found my key points, I'll make my table. or key numbers, right? How many key numbers I have? 2. Negative 3 and what? 4. 4, negative 3. Here, of course, infinity. Here, negative infinity. Here, I will put x plus 3. Here, I'll put x minus 4. And in the last one, the quotient of them, not the product. When we are dealing with polynomials, you put the product, but here you put the quotient. X plus 3 over x minus 4. What was that? Greater equals 0. At what point x plus 3 becomes 0? Of course, when x is negative 3, you already saw. Left side negative, right side positive. At what point x minus 4 becomes 0? Of course, at 4. Correct? The left hand side negative, the right hand side positive. Divide. Before you are multiplying, now divide because you have x plus 3 over x minus 4. Negative over negative gives you positive. Positive over negative gives you negative. Positive over positive gives you positive. Then, look at the inequality. It's greater than 0. It means that the numbers that they are positive and the intervals that you have positive numbers, those numbers can satisfy your inequality, which is this interval and this interval. Now focus here. I am writing the final answer in notation form. For negative infinity, you use parentheses, correct? Comma, negative 3. For negative 3, the question is, should I use parentheses or bracket? Look at the inequality. You have greater equal. And negative 3 is numerator. I have no problem with, right? Then bracket. Here, for 4, 4 comes from your denominator. You cannot include 4, and I already explained to you the reason. If you include 4, bracket means included, right? If you include 4, it means denominator becomes 0. It's undefined. Then use parentheses. 4, comma, infinity, parentheses. Of course, you need the union sign. This is how you solve a rational inequality. I'll do another example also for you. Example 2. 2x plus 1. Some of them, they are longer, over x minus 1 minus 2 over x minus 3 less than 1. This one is a long one. When you are dealing with rational inequalities, look, step 1, you have to bring everything to the left side. Rewrite 2x plus 1 over x minus 1 minus 2 over x minus 3, and bring 1 to this side. It becomes negative 1 less than 0. Make a note. If you have multiple fractions like this on the left side, rewrite as a one single fraction. It means add these, combine them, correct? Here you need your skills from intermediate algebra to find the common denominator between x minus 1, x minus 3, and 1. And we know it's the product of these two denominators, correct? Your new denominator will be x minus 1 times x minus 3. To make this fraction like this, the denominator of this fraction like this, I need to multiply here x minus 3. And also I have to multiply it with the top, right? Here, x minus 3, to make the denominator like this, you need to multiply it with x minus 1 here, and also x minus 1 here. And also here, x minus 1, x minus 3, and denominator x minus 1, x minus 3. Now, here you have x minus 3 times 2x plus 1. X minus 3 times 2x plus 1 minus 2 times x minus 1 minus x minus 1 times x minus 3 all over this less than 0. It looks crazy but not difficult. Here you FOIL. Here you distribute. And here you can FOIL it again. You may ask how you find the common denominator. I cannot explain more because most of you, I'm sure you know how to find the common. You studied algebraic fractions and intermediate algebra and also in college algebra. You know how to find the LCM between the denominators. But those of you that you have a problem, this next Monday, I will put an office hour for you. Soon I'll send an email. We can discuss it then there if you have a problem. Okay, let's simplify. X times 2x gives you 2x squared. X times 1 gives you x. Negative 3 times 2x gives you negative 6x. Negative 3 times 1 gives you negative 3. Here, negative 2 times x gives you negative 2x. And negative 2 times negative 1 gives you positive 2. Here, be careful. You have another negative outside. Keep that negative. Open a parenthesis and FOIL. X times x gives you x squared. X times negative 3 gives you negative 3x. Negative 1 times x gives you negative x, and negative 1 times negative 3 gives you positive 3. All over x minus 1 times x minus 3 less than 0. Here, first distribute the negative. You see, I'm going step by step. Some of you may focus on the negative, also change the sign, but it's really easy to do a mistake. It's better first to FOIL, then distribute the negative, correct? It's one step more. I know it's a lot of writing, but we want to solve it correctly. 2x squared plus x minus 6x minus 3 minus 2x plus 2 minus x squared plus 3x plus x minus 3 all over x minus 1 times x minus 3 less than 0. Now combine like terms in the numerator. You have 2x squared here, negative x squared here. It means you end up with x squared. Positive x, negative 6x gives you negative 5x, negative 5x, negative 2x gives you negative 7x, negative 7x plus 3x gives you negative 4x, negative 4x plus x gives you negative 3x. Correct? And also, negative 3 plus 2 gives you negative 1, negative 1 and negative 3 gives you negative 4. You see, it was that long, but it become now very kind of tiny. Just a quadratic. All over x minus 1, x minus 3. Do not, let me tell you, when you do this, do not multiply the denominator. Keep it in factor form because anyway you have to factor it, right? It was less than 0, correct? Now, factor the numerator, correct? What are the factors of numerator? X and X. Of course, the factors are 1 and 4, right? And denominator, X minus 1, X negative 3, less than 0. From here on, we set the numerator equals 0 and we set the denominator equals 0. Numerator first. X plus 1 times x minus 4 equals 0. It means x plus 1 equals 0 and x minus 4 equals 0. If you solve this one, you end up with x equal negative 1, one of the key numbers. Here x equal 4, another key number. Set the denominator equals 0. X minus 1 times x minus 3 equals 0. From here, x minus 1 equals 0. And if you solve x equal 1, another key number, x minus 3 equals 0. It means x equal 3, right? Another key number. Now create your sign table based on these numbers, 4 key points. One, 2, 3, 4 key points that I have, but you have to put your key points in an order, right? You are dealing with the number line. Here negative 1, here 1, 3, and 4. Correct? Of course, here infinity, here negative infinity. Now, factors. You have x plus 1, you have x minus 4, you have x minus 1, and you have x minus 3. And in the last one, your polynomial. It means here you have x plus 1 times x minus 4 over x minus 1, x minus 3, less than 0. It was less than 0, right? This problem was less than 0. X plus 1 becomes 0 at negative 1. We already solved, we already know. Left side negative, right side positive. X minus 4 becomes 0 at 4. Then the left side negative, the right side positive. X minus 1 becomes 0 at 1. Left side of 0 negative, right side of 0 positive. X minus 3 at 3 becomes 0. This one negative, this side positive. Now, you can multiply easily. Multiply or divide of the sign gives you the same thing. You have 4 negative, and if you multiply, it means it becomes positive. Here definitely negative, here positive, here negative, and here positive. Look at your inequality now. It's 0, right? Less than 0 means only intervals that you have negative sign in it. That's your solution answer. Okay, for negative 1, be careful. In this problem, you use anyway parentheses because you don't have the equal sign in it. But if you have equal sign, just focus on the denominators. Like these two numbers comes, this key numbers comes from denominator. If you have less than equal, do not use bracket for these two. But here in this problem, we don't have that one. Anyway, we are using parentheses. Parentheses, negative 1, comma 1, union 3, comma 4 is the solution for this inequality. If you go to page 118 and also 119, look how your book creates a table for you. It's actually a lot. They are doing like a lot of it. I just made a table that covers everything for you to make it easy for you. If you go the method that your book is covering, it's too much. It's too much. Like why you should do all of it. All those steps and end up with the same answer. That's the easiest way that I can recommend you to study and learn. Here, I'll stop the lecture. We are done with section 2.4. See you all in section 3.1.